All right, here we are with episode Me Seeks and Destroy, directed by Brian Newton.
Yo.
Yeah.
Say
Introduce
hello.
yourselves from down there.
Sorry.
Okay,
Hi,
fine.
I'm Ryan Ridley.
I'm Brian Newton.
I'm Justin Roiland,
Dan Harmon.
and here we are as a group of four to talk a little bit about this episode.
It's like you guys have never done a DVD commentary for a season of your television show before.
Gabby's first commentary.
Oh, man, this is my second one.
I'm virgin.
Ever.
I'm virginal to all this.
Let me show you the ropes. This space station was particularly hard to draw.
That's my line.
By the way, the Nintendo cartridge I pushed against.
No,
I
but
didn't want to do that.
No,
and then I backed down and said, fuck it.
Thank
It's
you.
fine.
Thank you. for
Justin,
that.
I know this is on you, but I always thought these the family should have been more like demonic looking, like kind of Evil Dead-y. What you know?
They get there, dude.
They transform.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
watch.
right here.
Oh boy, somebody
Well, all right.
didn't do their homework.
I love this scene. You guys did a great job. I didn't touch it except to like edit it down in script.
Yeah, the main premise to that, we want it to look like Event Horizon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
The only edict was like, oh, we wanted to warrant this scene because the real beginning of the story is
Right here,
Yeah,
yeah.
is Morty saying, I can't stand the moral ambiguity of our adventures anymore.
Yeah, I remember you guys telling me that you wanted that beginning sequence to seem like a tail end of a previous adventure
Yeah.
we never get to see.
Which
And,
we
yeah,
loved.
and one that is in particular a mind fuck,
Yeah, yeah.
which and everybody just took the ball and ran with it. It was great.
Yeah, the beginning of that and this sequence right here was done by Juan Leon, who's one of our board artists on the show. He did a
Yeah.
fantastic job.
He's directing season 2 now.
Yes, he is. I gave him most of the action stuff because he's better than I am.
We bail halfway through it.
I love this is the bet, the bet that takes place like lowest stakes ever.
That was sort of this was this was one of the last parts we wrote because we had failed to come up with an adventure for them, and at a certain point it was just like things were getting so ridiculous with what we were making up that I said, okay, well we can do all this with the booby buyer and all that stuff if we go back in the beginning and have Rick and Morty say. This story is about adventures and whether or not they're good or bad.
Yeah, and who Morty's version of an adventure versus Rick's. I feel like it's like a reflection of you and me story-wise. It's like you're Rick and I'm Morty, and it's like, I'm going to lead an adventure, and you're like, all right.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
If it sucks.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people picked up on that from the show.
There was a big debate over the size of the Meeseeks. Remember, half the crew and staff
yeah.
thought they
It's
should be
so
small, and
interesting,
half
yeah.
thought they should be big.
I always pictured them small, but then when I
Me
realized
too.
they were going to be 6 feet tall, I was like, wow, that's really interesting.
It's also creepier because
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
strangle you.
Well, I mean, I always imagined them very big just because the tasks, it's like they have to be normal height to...
But we went so far down the road with realizing half the people were imagining them small.
Yeah, I
and then
think
all of a sudden
one-
we all found out, wait, what? You thought they were going to be big?
Yeah,
One of
that
the-
was so funny to me.
One of the early scripts, I remember, they were tiny. Like, it implied they were
Yeah, I
small.
Oh,
think-
yeah. Yes, that's why.
I mean, Justin, like that's just like half the show needs to be like Justin. Which like at some point I remember Justin just rolling around on the floor, saying literally, "I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me."
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we forced it because we were breaking a story that he hated, and then he just snapped. And I was like, why don't we just do these creatures called the Meeseeks? And they go, Mr. Meeseeks!
No,
Yeah.
I was just not happy with the story. And
Yeah,
I was
we-
like, this is boring.
Yeah.
Why can't we be like, man, I'm Mr. Meeseeks?
It just exploded out of you.
And then everyone's like, hey,
And
wait
we
a
were all
minute.
we can't do that to a proper television show.
Harumph.
The important, it's like it seems like half the time it's like it's important that half the time we all remember that Justin's right when he says that. Like, why can't he just come in and say, "I'm Mr. Flippadappadoo, do-da-gappadoo," and half the time we do actually need to say, "Okay, calm down, boss."
Yeah,
But how do you know which
Well,
is
then I'll
which?
tell-
You don't never do.
I'll tell you. Oh, that's the last episode of the season. That's the one where I might have been
spoiler.
off the ball a little bit.
I look at episodes where I go like, we pulled too much Justin away. We won too much tug of war with logic.
Yeah.
Is that what's planned for season 2? More Justin?
No, because that's what
man.
I'm worried about. Is
I've
that
been out of the room a
I spent
lot.
too much time. I'm really worried as
And
we're
also,
recording this.
and also Justin's not a fighter. He just, He just like,
No,
you know what? I give up.
Listen, no, I don't give up.
It could be a smart episode.
Listen, I have faith in the people I work with, and I trust them. And I always feel like I have further steps in which to influence and bring my Meeseeks energy to these stories.
That's
You
some high
also,
energy.
by the way, speaking of Meeseeks energy, you didn't want to be the voice of the Meeseeks.
I
That was
didn't.
That was
Yeah,
a fight that
Yeah, that's
you were
ridiculous.
on the
That is
wrong
true.
side of.
That is true.
Yet how many times did you record for the Meeseeks?
Twice, because one record my voice was this scene. If you listen to my voice in this scene, it is shredded, but it's fucking great.
I don't think the Meeseeks would have caught on as much as they have if you didn't do the voice of them.
I originally wanted to have like Vache, me, Scott Chernoff,
Oh, you
all
mean
these
mix it
people.
up?
Yeah, like every Meeseeks had a different voice. And then Harmon's like, no, you gotta fucking, you have to do this shit. I was like,
mean,
all right.
yeah,
this
we're,
scene,
we're gonna
You were
write a
right,
story about this.
100%. I really was
The
not.
director has something to say.
No, I was saying that
I
this,
did not
this
wanna do it.
particular scene I really loved your read on for the Meeseeks. This is bordered by Mark Maxey. But
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
gotten several comments about how many people love your take on like,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, he's trying.
Yeah, he's trying. Yeah. You gotta relax.
There's a longer version of the scene Ryan wrote that where there's other golfers that come by and they're getting
yeah.
impatient.
Yeah.
And Jerry gets really nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Did that Meeseeks stop by the golf shop, or did he just materialize with these
He's been there.
Scottish?
No, he was there. So, yeah.
No,
he-
that's the one he had from
geared up.
Yeah, that's the
earlier
original
today.
Meeseek.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There it goes.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
That's the threshold we just crossed. That there's
It's
another
so crazy
one.
how popular the Meeseeks are. Nuts.
Yeah, they're
Love
probably
it.
like the third most popular character on the show.
Yeah.
All we gotta do is find the treasure room.
So you always have to figure out, and it's, but the difficulty is just when you realize that's the secret, then that's when you start forcing it.
Oh.
There has to be some way to just like bottle your raw insanity.
Yeah.
We got a cameo coming up.
Oh, yeah. Harmon Giant. Oh, it's so funny.
It's actually
And
Steve Agee's voice,
unflattering.
right?
Yeah, it's
Steve
Agee. Yeah.
from the Sarah Silverman program, but clearly drawn as me.
This was particularly fun.
I love the idea of like the blood pulling.
It seems like several times throughout season 2, while writing it, we keep being. I keep coming up with solutions story-wise that involve someone slipping and bashing their head open.
Yeah.
and we keep being reminded, we used that already.
Yeah.
Well, there's always you go to the darkest place.
Yeah.
Everybody's dying
Oh,
violently.
there's Rob Paulson and Tom Kenny.
Two animation voice legends.
You're really showing me how it's done.
This sequence.
And a dream come true for me to be able to direct and oh my god.
Popular is what makes people like you.
Well, the most important love you can receive is from yourself.
Okay, Jerry, you gotta just choke up on the club.
Actually, that sequence with the giants in the courtroom was a lot longer. Remember that original
there was
montage we had?
I think
in
there's
fact-
a whole trial where
In fact,
there's evidence presented.
Oh yeah, that's right.
we had the first animatic viewing and we knew, or me and you went and sat and we were like, this isn't working, and we had to go back and shuffle. We did a lot of work to it. You'll see if you watch the animatic on the DVD. I think the original animatic is in there.
Yeah,
Is
that-
in this package.
That part also, I think, was a really good cut because it was a lot of work to do, and you're right. We were just like pulling up old, like, oh, they're tiny and that's funny gags, and
Yeah.
that got old really quick.
Remember, Rob Paulson had a lot more lines.
Meeseeks don't usually have to exist
is great.
long. It's getting weird.
There's Guy Fieri / Fat Me sitting down.
Oh yeah,
Here comes a cameo from Ryan Ridley as
His voice.
the savior giant lawyer.
Yeah, the go-to Jewy voice.
Whoa.
This story.
Love Jews.
It's really, you don't look Jewish.
Love Jewish
Thank
people.
you. I also don't behave or think Jewish.
That's an anti-Semitic statement.
Your Honor, I'm from a tiny person's advocacy group,
Is
and
this
I
supposed to be designed like me?
No,
No.
not at all.
Were never read their giant
This
rights
is what I look like in real
He
life.
did look a little too much like the Simpsons lawyer, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
that's
had
why
some-
we changed it.
I'm deconstructing
Just gave
a
him
hard
fetal
thing to
alcohol
say.
syndrome.
I have fetal alcohol syndrome.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. My mother's been drinking since I've been in the womb.
I love
I
that.
have a reduced understanding of the laws of cause and effect.
I love that how Morty just keeps slipping out of these situations. Deus Ex Machina.
This story just makes no sense, and it's a story about not having a story. And
I love it because that's the story.
I know it's the story.
It's
It's
so
the story.
great.
I'm no stranger to this.
So great.
But it drives me nuts.
We got to do more of this stuff.
I also loved it because like it's the only episode which isn't really a sci-fi premise because like the Meeseeks are magical, and then they're in a giant fantasy world.
It's a fucking fantasy game.
Yeah.
Did Rick? I'm assuming he didn't invent the Meeseeks
Hey,
box,
can I
or
just
did
say,
he?
look at Beth's outfit.
Sexy.
Hello, nurse.
We actually originally had a different hair design where it was like a lot more sleeked up.
Yeah, what happened to her new hairstyle?
I don't know.
She just got it done.
I'll blame that on
Dive in between those boobies.
Because Jerry didn't react to it?
Yeah, we drew
Sorry.
it, but I'll blame it on Bardell.
I can't take it anymore. I just want to die. We all want to die. We're Meeseeks.
The opposite of humans. Just want to die.
This is another success by Ridley writing wise. The edict was just like create like a Game of Thrones like kind of conflict that erupts between them over Jerry's stroke or
Now
follow
this
through.
is where we started breaking things apart and reshuffling in the second pass of the animatic.
Yeah.
Because that scene continued.
Well, I realized at one point that if you're going to have a attempted rape scene in a bathroom and you also have an army of Meeseeks starting to destroy each other, that either your episode is going to be categorized as too violent, that you keep going to the violence well, or if you edit it in a way that you chop them up and make it seem like it's then all of a sudden you're brilliant.
It's like the art of violence. It's like a Godfather
all of a
sequence.
sudden,
All of a sudden you're brilliant. Like I need more of that. Yeah, this scene I didn't touch. This dialogue. This is when I was like, okay, fuck it. Like I think I was like, I wasn't in the office and you guys wrote this whole thing with the booby buyer and all this
By
stuff.
the way, can I tell you a story about the writing of this? This was me being angry and Ridley just going, "Oh, what if there's a Mr. Booby Buyer?" And I'm like, "Yes." Like, "Oh, what if there's a fucking Mr. This?" And I'm like, "Yes."
I don't remember that, but apparently I was really frustrated.
Everybody remembers that. You were fucking pissed, and I was like, "Yes, that's exactly what this needs."
Then thank you for the anger because
Every
I love
angry
Mr. Booby Buyer.
fake pitch you spat
I was
out, I was
mocking
like,
you,
"That's
and
going
you were
in,
going,
baby."
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I was like, "Do this more often. This is perfect."
I just love the fact that this random character shows up obsessed with her boobs and then
just, like,
disappears into the
slithers
crack of
into
the
a
wall.
crack.
I was like, I got to do that. There's no way I'm not drawing that.
That's amazing, man.
We always talk about doing something, I don't know, comic book or an anthology episode where we do a Tales from the Thirsty Step.
Oh yeah, a spinoff.
Just follow
yeah,
those
totally.
characters.
Like the Star Wars Cantina?
Yeah.
Or Cheers or...
But I will add that mocking Ryan's frustrated, sarcastic pitches alone does not a TV show make, because you then have to pepper in me as Rick going, okay, what the fuck's going on? that's the other part of the story. You go back around and go like, okay, Morty, we're tail spinning here.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Yeah.
And then the illusion is that it's supposed to be like that, but I still don't get it.
Yeah, I love it. I fucking love it. This is one
Rick
of my favorite
is saying
ones.
that the culture at this bar is like unstructured, but it's just that's just life for these people. What are
Yeah.
Who are you
That's
judging?
Yeah. It's
Guy who
Morty's
buys boobies
adventure.
and
I mean,
slithers
Morty,
into the
of
ceiling.
course, it's gonna be.
And then I'm like, okay, fine, but someone has to get almost raped in the bathroom.
That often
the
happens
scene.
in the writer meeting.
Tom Kenny here as Mr. Jellybean.
My grandpa and I
This
are
is
on
a
an
scene that kind
adventure.
of just like
Tom Kenny's.
aired, and then no one really thought about it or noticed it or said anything.
Well, no, I will say, like, I went out of my way to make sure that, because you originally had him climbing up his back, and I said, it's got to be Jodie Foster in The Brave. It's got to be grounded, dramatic.
Or The Accused.
Or whatever.
Or Jodie Foster in almost any Jodie Foster movie.
Yes.
Even in Contact, there's a form of assault happening to her.
Yeah.
By the
I was,
way,
like-
again, Ryan Elder score. Congratulations, Ryan Elder.
Yeah.
This was gonna be Rhinestone Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yes, and they
Couldn't
would
get
not
it.
let us fucking.
Couldn't get it. Sad.
Yeah, I just imagine this was like The Sopranos. Remember when the psychiatrist was raped? Like that kind of thing?
Oh, I love this scene. They did a great job at Bardell with this.
Yeah. This is a lot of work. I feel sorry for them. I
The
apologize.
drop in the bucket for this show.
Yeah.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
What about Brian doing a great job directing it, Justin?
Oh boy.
I
did all right.
You did a great job, man.
I did all right.
First-time director, won't be the last, baby.
Oh snap! That means
Look out for this kid.
more late nights for me.
Look at me! My brothers, nothing will be accomplished by shit.
Oh, remember originally, like,
None of us can
the Meeseeks weren't going to be harmed by this?
The job can't be
But, like,
yeah.
we were like, hey, they should be beat up and fucked up because
Yeah.
they can't die, so they're just, like, beating them.
dismembered. Yeah.
They're just beating themselves up
Like,
into
with
eternity.
the puffy face, the guys with the puffy faces, the bruised, like,
There's one guy.
eyeball hanging out.
There might be one guy, I think he's in the back with a
They're
hole
like-
in him.
They're like Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day. Like, nothing they can do.
Where would you
Yeah,
go?
they cannot die until their task is completed.
Argentina.
Countries known for their sexually aggressive men.
Johnny
Like suicidal people.
Johnny Carson for the kids in the
Dated
audience.
this
Was that Ridley?
reference.
Was that a Ridley?
Yeah, and it never really.
I love it. Look,
No, I think it's great. It's,
all the 70-year-old fans of the show will...
It's about Jerry's character. Like, Jerry probably doesn't even know what he's doing.
Oh, that's terribly sad.
Jerry.
They have guns now.
I'll do whatever you tell me to do, okay?
Jerry's learned that formula is something you can use in a conversation to, like, express your passive
Yeah,
aggressive.
to sort of relieve the
Yeah.
tension.
Ways to not get me a cupcake.
We actually,
All right, Jerry, I'll get you a cupcake.
we actually internally came up where the gun came from and the horse. Basically, we were thinking like the Meeseeks like jumped a mounted cop
Yeah,
and stole his gun and
What's
horse.
what's the backstory there? A comic book.
Yeah.
Comic book.
Yeah, so like when characters and fans would draw the backstory. That's
Oh
what
yeah, we could do
do.
a comic book Night of the Meeseeks that take place in the hour between.
Yeah, before they. Yeah. It's just all the hurdles they have to go through. Poor Morty here.
And then we'll give the rest of the schmeckles
I love slippery stairs.
You know, this is a good example of Rick sort of, will they, won't they? Does he love Morty? He's kind
Will
of.
they, won't they, what?
Like this is Dan's words. Like the series is got a little bit of that.
Yeah, of course.
Does Rick love Morty? Does he not? It's a good little
Did you
moment.
give a
of
shout out to Slippery Stair, Vache Panos?
Oh,
No,
Vache
you didn't.
Panos killed it.
Singular purpose for which we will go
Love
to
Vache.
lengths to
Got to get him in there more.
Existence is pain.
Proud of this performance as a Meeseeks.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta say,
It was very good.
shredded my vocal cords on this one.
Emmy award-winning performance.
Kind
I'd
of
say.
starting to slip into a southern.
I think my favorite line of this episode is this woman who's the hostage.
Kari.
After
That's by far the best F-bomb.
Kari
after
Waldron.
that.
after the short game, yeah.
What the fuck?
On your shoulders. Take a deep
I don't know
breath.
if this is forced, but the idea is that Beth has,
I love you.
she's realized that.
I'm counting to three, Jerry.
It's her.
Oh.
She's the one.
Something I like to point out, I know you guys changed that line. Originally she said, I'll never leave you.
Yeah, which is too much of a promise.
Yeah. Because I'm like, wait, there's a lot of drama coming.
Jerry
so,
and
yeah.
Beth's tenuous relationship is a character in the show. I mean,
Kari Waldron.
The best.
Best line ever. So funny.
It's that weird thing with the show where she, like everybody else, sci-fi stuff happens, but is it weird to her that it's sci-fi or just that it's this particular context?
well, it's not weird to her that it's sci-fi. It's weird to her that a conflict that is life and death is somehow settled by the hitting of a tomato with a stick. She's justifiably
could be a
wondering
bunch
what
of
the fuck does my
Italians, yeah.
life have to do with a tomato.
Yeah.
She knows guns are for shooting people.
I had a version of this where Steve Agee was crying, and you were like, "You're killing the joke here."
Yeah, there's a big
Like,
argument
all right.
about that one.
Huge fight. Should have seen it.
Schmeckles. I never noticed the Schmeckles.
Oh yeah, the little
bag.
Schmeckles sign.
Yeah, in that
We have
world.
Schmeckos, Flurbos.
See,
all
there's
kinds of
Morty getting his usual amount of
double
action.
Yeah, two ladies at
Always
once.
two ladies.
Always going after the wrong woman.
Look,
It's
man,
like a peppermint ad.
if there's not two ladies, then it's not fun.
Why does every
because we did it Morty's
we have to have a button where we can turn off the
king so that he may thank you personally.
Didn't
This is another example of Rick being like, fuck, I'm gonna hook Morty up here and.
Oh,
fucking-
for fans who I saw talking about this on Reddit, that's not a time thing. Like, there's no time differential there. Rick, Rick ushered Morty through a door
and then literally just reached
in that same amount of time stuck a gun through and
killed that motherfucker. Yeah.
Didn't you tell me that Jelly Bean was an original character of yours before this?
Yeah, Crumply Crumplestein, voiced by
Me.
Ryan Ridley.
Yeah.
willing to say anything to complete their task.
I love how fucked the house is here.
The difference is
Coming up is the first Wubba Lubba Dub Dub, which I want to explain the origin of.
Oh, yeah,
Should I start now?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So I wrote this scene, and originally, assuming Dan would rewrite it and make it great, Rick says, he does the flea seeks box joke coming up, and then he gets on the ground and spins around the curly and says, whoop, 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 whoop. And then I just thought Dan would change it to something great, and then instead he just changed it to Wubba Lubba Dub Dub.
Wait, I did that?
Yeah, you changed. So I just had him going.
Wait, hold on. I think I might have had a little something
Hold
to do
on.
with that.
Then Dan rewrote it where he just says what he's saying, and then you in the booth pronounced
That's
it.
my catchphrase.
By the way, if you listen to it back there, you'll hear me say very clearly a couple of different catchphrases. I'm like wubba lubba dub dub, and then I go wubba babu babu. It's like, and then we just sort of like somehow landed on wubba lubba dub dub.
And then it became his catchphrase, and then everyone's like, "Boy, these guys are really trying to cement a catchphrase." We're like, no, we're not.
Boy, they're really going out of their way to get a catchphrase.
It actually became a catchphrase among us.
Just
the guys
just
working on
buy the
show.
Wubba Lub Dub T-shirt. Oh, this scene is great.
I think you're gonna want to see this. We found it inside a lockbox.
Did you stay past the credits?
By the way, when
like the ending to seven.
people on Reddit, say stuff, sometimes they're 15.
No, I know.
Sometimes it's the first time they've ever watched television.
I'm more of a
gets to me.
4chan guy myself.
Well,
but-
sometimes those people are also 15,
12.
but in addition to that, sociopaths.
Yeah. Careful.
Uh,
Don't hack me.
You're right.